there's this feature that I've brought up a couple of times now with the Switch 2 that seems to, I don't say confuse people, but it's like they have a hard time kind of wrapping their heads around this, all right? And that's the idea of the Switch 1 being able to play Switch 2 games, kind of. There's a catch to it, but it is an interesting idea, and when it was announced, it did seem kind of odd to be able to do that with newer titles that are Switch 2 specific, all right? So the idea here is we're kind of revisiting the Wii U a bit in the sense that we'd be casting stuff to the other system. Now, we've had this idea before with, think of the DS where we had download play, but that was download play. So this is more in line with the Wii U in general. We're going to be sending a signal to the other system. And in this case, I have the Switch 1 OLED up here and the Switch 2. So I just wanted to quickly go over this and see how it all works out, because I've tried this twice now. One through Game Chat, so you can also do this maybe if a friend has a game that you don't, they can cast it to you through the internet just outright with Game Chat if you're in their room, or you can do it locally. All right, and that's what we're gonna take a shot at here. Guys, if you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new. So the test here is going to be Fast Fusion, all right? Now, it does work in other titles. I believe Split Fiction is another game that does this. And what we're gonna do is we'll go into Fast Fusion here, all right? And I'm just gonna go down to multiplayer very quickly, and we have Game Share. So you can kind of see Fast Fusion up here on the menu, and that's because, again, I tried this once before with not great results. So in this case, I have them right next to each other. They're both on the same network, if that would have affected any, unless it's going like directly between each other. So it's all of that is like in the control, all right? So shouldn't have any issues. It's like best case scenario. 5 gigahertz network, the whole thing, right next to each other. So what I'm gonna do is go to Game Share here instead of split screen. And what it'll do with local users, again, you can use Game Chat if you want. It will just wait for other players. It's going to send this out. You then pick Game Share on your Switch 1. I'm just going to use user here. And we'll look to join Game Share. So now it's going to search and search and search. And it finds Fast Fusion, okay? So we'll just press A to join. And then it's just waiting for me to start it. So again, this is going to stream the second player screen to this Switch system, all right? And I've had some, wait for this guy. Okay, that's fine. So I've had varying results. Through Game Share with MVG and I tried it. Wasn't great. It was very pixelated, very laggy. And I've tried this before upstairs and not in like very close to the router and stuff, where here I have a pretty good connection all the way around. And they're pretty close to each other at that time. So let's just go through here again. So this feels more responsive. It does look a fair amount better. Although, here's the thing. As it's happening, if it's fading in and out of connection, you'll see it become more pixelated and then more clear. And so it does look more pixelated on this screen, as you can see. You should be able to see that in the camera. Much clearer here, obviously. And this is a great game to test it with because it is Fast Fusion. High frame rate, the whole deal. Yeah, you could see it. It is quite choppy up here on this top screen. You can see it's stuttering and freezing. So this is something I'm curious about. If anyone else has been trying this, if you've had better results than me. Again, it's they're right next to each other, so if they'd be going local wireless there, I feel like that'd be fine. I have them both going through the same 5 gigahertz router, which is about 10 feet from where I am now, on the same level, nothing in between. It's like across the room. And this is sort of the experience that I'm getting here. And what's interesting is this is a very similar experience I was getting when I was trying to cast it to MVG. So I'm not sure if this is just the default experience, because if it is, I don't really know how much this is worth really even trying. It's a shame because if you have something like Split Fiction, to my understanding, this would work with a Switch 1, and would actually be pretty cool to have that feature in a household if you already had a Switch 1 and you want to play maybe with obviously someone locally there, whether it's kids or a spouse or something. Just being able to use the Switch 1 and not have to buy a whole other Switch 2, very convenient. And that's kind of the idea of the Switch 2 that I've noticed. It's become more and more, it's become more convenient in general, even over the Switch 1 with a lot of the stuff they've done. I think Game Chat, very convenient in terms of just being able to socialize there. But even like an idea such as this is good. So I've been moving there. I'm going to move with this guy, and you can see a clear difference on the screen when it comes to stuttering and performance. So good game, by the way. If you have not played Fast Fusion, I definitely recommend it. So again, it works with this game, Split Fiction. Let me know in the chat if there are any other games that you've tried this with and what your results are, because I haven't seen this feature talked about much, and I'm sort of curious what people's experiences are so far on using Game Share, because it's a good idea, but the execution from what I can see right now has not been great. I'm gonna switch back over to this guy. And it becomes very, it wasn't so bad looking just there when it was just sitting there, but once I start moving, it's starts to fall apart a bit. It is, you know, I will say when it's not stuttering right here, it is fairly responsive. It's just the image quality is not great, and then those stutters right there like that. So, but there you go, Fast Fusion, Game Share. It's a feature that it at least exists. Maybe it can get better over time. And if you want to close it out, obviously you can quit. And they'll follow along with you like they're right there on the same screen. So, good idea. Not great when it comes to execution. If I just close it out from here, it'll just say it ended the Game Share session and kick you right back to the menu. If you try to go from here, it'll just ask you to learn more about Game Share in the eShop. So it's kind of like also just an icon that doesn't really even need to be there now I'm thinking about it. Like there's no point in populating a square there from what I can see. But I don't know, interesting stuff. Let me know what you think about the Game Share feature. If you tried it, down below in the comments. Thanks guys for watching. I'll see you next time.